Hello, this is a response of sorts to Stercore Dominus, but it's not a video response, it's something he said on Twitter, and it's quite a few days ago now, but I haven't had the time, so now we're gonna do it. This is something that I initially took issue with for a few reasons, and I'd like to explain why, but my opinion is not open to be changed, so if you want to try and persuade me, then feel free. What he said was regarding the sceptic community, and well, specifically Sargon. Sargon was saying how he didn't know anything about climate change, or not enough anyway, to comment either way, and I assume whether climate change denialism is a load of rubbish, or if there's any merit to what any of them say. And I don't have a problem with him not commenting on that, because and you seem to have an issue with this, because apparently it makes him not a skeptic, and that's interesting, because then we need to define what a skeptic is, because to me a skeptic is just someone who's skeptical about anything, but I guess it's more of the that's just a general definition, whereas skeptic in this community is more associated with being kind of anti-sjw, and prior to that sort of just atheist. And actually it'd be interesting to know if there are any Christian anti-sjws which now regard themselves as in the skeptic community. That would be funny. But yeah, I think your argument would make more sense if the topic of conversation, the most talked about topic was Christianity, but it is no longer. And I'm not saying that you think it is, but I'm just saying it would make more sense for you to argue that Sargon would need to know more about climate change if he was debating Christians and maybe other religions. But he rarely does. He's more about social justice and politics. And I guess to an extent, it would be nice if he knew, but I don't think it's a requirement. And I think when it comes to issues regarding climate change, he should just be quiet and not pick a side, because he doesn't know anything about it, and I think that's fair enough. And anyway, yeah, so I'm going to put forward why I have a problem with it, which is probably already quite clear from what I've said, but I don't think, for example, if I wanted to know about climate change, I would not go to Sargon of Akkad, and that is prior to me. It's prior to me seeing that he admits to not knowing anything about it, or at least not enough to comment. I would not go to Sargon of Akkad for that, because that's just not his area of expertise at all. No, and I'm happy to be critical of Sargon, but yeah, I don't understand. That's not his area at all, and I wouldn't encourage anyone to go be like, oh yeah, get Sargon's opinion on global warming. Yeah, no, no, please, no. May as well get Christopher Monkton on that. no, I've seen a few good videos on climate change from user Potholer54. Admittedly, I don't follow any climate change deniers. I haven't really explored the issue of climate change from the climate change denials perspective beyond Potholer54's critiques of them, because it's not a subject that I have a special interest in. But yeah, if I wanted to know, then I would probably see Potholer54's videos, and maybe someone like Steven Crowder, but someone a bit more informed on the subject, who's gonna argue against climate change. And the other thing I want to say is that JonTron, I'm going to bring JonTron up because JonTron is the perfect example of why Sargon should not speak up about anything regarding climate change until he educates himself on the subject. And that is that evidently JonTron is not quite as informed as I think people thought he was. He is what can we say about that stream? And admittedly, the guy who was debating him was not the sharpest tool in the shed either, but he sure showed JonTron up. So yeah, and this is the same reason that I don't think that PewDiePie getting involved with the skeptic community is a good idea, because it's just going to, well, it's going to be terrible for him for a start, but it's just going to create a load of hatred and confusion, regardless of which sides he picks. Whether he decides that he's a right winger or a left winger or a Trump supporter or whatever, doesn't matter. It's just not gonna work out unless he really does his homework. And even then, I don't think it's a good idea for him to pick a side of someone so big. But if he wanted to, then I wouldn't say he couldn't. I just don't think that it's a good idea. So yeah, that's just basically what I think. I don't think that Sargon commenting on that kind of thing is a good idea. He's already slipped in my estimations. What is with people I respect being so candid? Yes, candid. Being so candid to JonTron. I do not understand. Vernaculus recently went. Vernaculus is somebody who I have a lot of respect for, and he recently said something really weird about how he. And I don't know what kind of tweets he received, what messages, so I can't know that I wouldn't disagree with him. But he said how people shouldn't tell me who to criticize and who not to criticize. And I agree. I don't think that anyone should force him to comment on the JonTron thing, which is obviously what he's referring to. Yeah, I don't think anyone should force him to comment on that. But he did comment on that, and he was kind of very candid to JonTron. So obviously there are going to be people who say, hang on a minute, shouldn't you be criticizing him rather than expressing sympathy for his position, because he's messed up. And you wouldn't be so candid to an SJW if they messed up. Imagine if Christy Winters, I mean, Christy Winters is a bad example because we already know that she's a bit of a loon, but if it was an unknown Christy Winters, or at least someone who hadn't been engaged in the argument and suddenly went on a stream and said all this far left stuff that didn't make any sense, and expressed their utmost ignorance, then Vernaculus doesn't do too much lowbrow stuff. What's the phrase they use? Low-hanging fruit. He doesn't do too much of that, but he has done it, and he certainly wouldn't be the kind of person to express sympathy for someone in that position. So I just think that he should acknowledge that. And again, I don't know what kind of messages he received, so I can't say that I wouldn't agree with him. It would depend on what kind of comments. Like, for example, I commented and said, you wouldn't have so much sympathy for an SJW, and I think that's a fair comment. And I'm not saying that he should criticize him, but yeah, I don't think that you can make a comment like the ones he made and then not expect anyone to disagree with you. And again, I'm not one last time to clarify that I don't know that's what he's saying, but if he is, then I strongly disagree with that. And yeah, that's it. That's pretty much everything. I would probably make a note in the description that you don't have to watch all the video, because I just went on a little bit of a rant at the end there that was a bit off topic, but it's still kind of relevant to the point I'm trying to make. But thanks for listening if you have, and yeah, feel free to I'd like to hear what you have to say. Yeah, so just let me know in the comments, or do whatever you want to do. That's fine. Cheers. Oh, and one final thing I forgot, and don't take this too much to heart, because it's not a heavy criticism, but I don't know, I just get the impression that sometimes, and Spinosaurus Kim would probably admit this, because he doesn't really care. He's just in it for the lols on Twitter. But it often feels like, you're just criticizing these big YouTubers because you're criticizing them. I'm not just talking about you. I'm just talking about this general group of people. Now, what I'm saying is, that might not be the case, because a lot of the arguments you make are solid. I agree with them. But I just feel like we should remember not to fall into that trap of us and them, and yeah, just kind of worries me a little bit, because it just feels sometimes like you're looking for an argument for the sake of it. You're looking to bring him down for the sake of it, and I don't think that's the way to go about it. But yeah, I like your videos. Keep doing them.